Today is the deadline for players on the rookie scale extensions to extend their contracts before the start of the season. Otherwise, they will have to wait to the end of the season. Moses Moody already got his money. Jalen Suggs and Josh Giddey are hoping to get paid, and Khris Middleton is being mid yet again. We're going to talk about it all and more, but first, we got to get into the intro.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got Big Kev, Stevo, myself, Haize in the building today. And fellas, let's start off with this. This came down late last night that the Golden State Warriors extended Moses Moody on a 3-year, $39 million contract. This puts him right around mid-level exception money, which was the rumor is that that's around where the Warriors held his value. Last season, Moses Moody played in 66 games and averages 8.1 points per game, 3 rebounds on 46% shooting and 36% shooting from the three-point range. How you guys feeling about this extension to Moses Moody?
I mean, it is what it is. Like he right now he's a guy. Like he's a guy. He's a rotational player for them, but he's not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination. That type of money is not that much in today's NBA standards at all. That's is that what Catfish is making? Is that what Leroy making around that?
Leroy is making only a little over $6 million.
I about to say,
Oh,
yeah, he
okay,
ain't
yeah,
making
about
nowhere near that.
7 million. So, but Moody, he's only 22, so this is a prove it type situation. He got the next couple of years to go out there and see if he can become better than just a guy, or he gonna find himself out the league. If I'm just gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen him do anything to impress me really as at the NBA level. So I guess Golden State wanted to keep him on the roster as a guy that's familiar with their system and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, he's just a guy.
I mean, he's had a really solid preseason. He scored over 20 a couple of times in preseason, so hopefully that may mean that maybe he's ready to take a next step up. But I agree with you. He's a solid player, but he's not really great at any one thing yet, right? So this is a deal that the Warriors are hoping that he's going to progress, or maybe a deal to lock him into some money that's easily movable if they do decide to make a trade. Stevo, how you feeling about this re-signing of Moses or extension for Moses Moody?
How he get paid more than Ayo Sumo? That was the first thing that get within my head. Like, that's crazy. Like, I mean, at this point, I feel like they gave him that. To me, extra money to me is more of his potential. I still feel like it's a potential side to him that they haven't unlocked yet. So yeah, I mean, it's a good deal. It's a good deal to get him at this juncture because I'm pretty sure there would have been somebody out there willing to get him 60. We've seen it. So to get him at only 39 for 3 years, you don't know what he's going to turn into. And he's steadily and with Clay being gone, he probably has more of a green light to show what he has. And when less and less people from the core that's leaving, especially with the GM with Mike or Marks and them, like he has a chance with this contract to put his stamp on to be a future Warrior for the future on. So I think it's good on both sides. It's good for him to get paid and build on that, and it's good for them to not spend so much money and possibly have somebody they can look forward to in the future.
Yeah, and I mean it's a reasonable length on the contract too because it's a 3-year deal. He's
3
22
year,
years
yeah.
old, so that means he'll be at 25, still entering his prime theoretically when he's up for his next contract. So if he uses these next 3 years to really grow his game, he could sign a pretty sizable contract on the next go around. So it's a calculated risk, I think, for everybody involved. Now I'm gonna throw this question to you guys though: are you guys surprised no extension seeming like it's coming down the pipeline for Jonathan Kuminga?
Now, before we move on to Kuminga,
Yeah.
I think Moody. I just called him a guy, but it's a minutes thing. If he played 25, 30 minutes a game, he might be better than that because he does average about 35% from three, and he does average 8 points on only 17 minutes. So I get it, but yeah, Kuminga deserves a contract extension. Maybe they're making him prove it this season to see if he's really going to be somebody that could be a part of their true nucleus. But he's played well enough to get it, especially after last year when he made his demands clear, and then they started allowing him to open up his game a little bit, and he proved it. Like he went out there and played really well after he had his public tirade. So I am a little surprised that they haven't extended him, but again, this is a prove it type of league sometimes when it's like, okay, you want that big money because they gave Jordan Poole that big money and it didn't really work out after
And I
that.
was just,
So go
and I
ahead.
was about to say that's why I was just about to go to. I think it's a little bit different between him and Moody because Kaminga's you're damn near going to pay him 100
Mm-hmm.
Oh
or
yeah,
around.
If Pete
Yeah.
Will got 90, Kaminga's getting
And that's why I'm
upwards
saying
of
it's in
$100 million
between
a year.
80 to 100. He's getting
Yeah,
that off rip, and I'm like, they don't have the trust that he's gonna take that super next step. And they kind of not only did they do it with what you just say, what's his name?
Poole.
Poole.
Who they also did it with Andrew Wiggins, and the next year he won shit. So, like I think they didn't got burnt twice, so they trying to make sure like I'm not getting burnt again. Like if we gonna get somebody this guy, he got hit, and I think he can hit, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I kind of understand their reserve to just folk over the money right now.
And with Kaminga too, it is that up and down nature because while you've seen the heights, like for example, in January of last year, Jonathan Kaminga averaged 20 points per game on 58% shooting from the field and 40% shooting from three. That next
Yep.
month, though, he still averaged 18, but the 3-point shooting dropped to 21%, still over 50% from the field. So it's just that up and down nature that they probably want to make sure that they're getting a great deal. The one and it's restricted free agency. So it's not like they're not going to have the
Yeah.
capability of matching whatever they got. The Moses deal, it's mid-level exception money. That's a quality deal no matter how way you cut it and look at it. It's always going to be a good deal. It's always going to be easily movable. But for the Kaminga thing, I do think that they want to go through that with a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb before they make that large commitment to him long term.
I still think they shouldn't have re-signed Draymond, but that's just me. Like they
I
can't that man
mean,
100 years.
that was a legacy deal.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but they could have honored his legacy and let him move on, just like they did with Clay.
Get a nigga a statue. That's how you honor a legacy. Like that's
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
just like they did with Clay. Like they was like, nah, fam, we're not about to like. If anything, you
Which is
re-sign
crazy.
Clay more than you re-sign Draymond, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
which is
go ahead.
crazy. Yeah.
So overall, though, Moses gets his money. Jonathan Kaminga. I mean, there's still possibilities to the end of the today that they have to extend. That you have to re-sign your rookies, and unlike veteran extensions, you cannot extend them during the season. It's either
Right.
before the season starts or you have to wait till the end of the season. And
Watch
you
they
do have that 3-day period before they officially go out in the market. You can negotiate with them. So we'll see how that works.
watch they side up before this video over.
Listen. That's the way shit goes. Or while it's uploading, when it's like, well, shit, we're
Right.
just gonna have to do another video. But there are other restricted free agents that are out there looking for deals. Two of them, kind of more notedly, recently, Jalen Suggs and Josh Giddey are both reportedly seeking deals that average out to about $30 million a year. When you look at Suggs, when you look at Josh Giddey, I know we're all familiar with the Josh Giddey situation as Chicago fans, but more so with Jalen Suggs. This has been a player that he's gone up and down as well. I think he was coming off a really good season, I think, last year with the Orlando Magic. How do you guys feel about Suggs seeking a deal averaging $30 million?
Go ahead,
Pay
Steve.
him. I was say that you pay him that. I feel like he's done enough in order to pay that. I'm surprised he not asking for more, honestly, because I think last year he firmly positioned himself, if not top 5, but a top 10 on ball defender. So when it comes to that, I feel like he earned that contract. Now, when it comes to Giddey, like we just said in the side town, for both of them, the amount is not the problem. I feel like for one, especially for the Suggs side, I feel like it's a little cheap. I don't mind Giddey asking for 30. It just he got to prove it. I feel like that's something we wait for.
So with Jalen Suggs, it's twofold. You're right. He has established himself as one of the best on ball defenders or just defenders, period, in the NBA. And the Orlando Magic are a really good defensive team overall, and he's buying into that. His entire career, he's averaged over a steal per game, 1.3 for his whole career. And he shot almost 40% from three last year, which I didn't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, especially towards the end. Yeah,
But my biggest concern with him is health. He played 75 games last season, but prior to that, 53, and then prior to that, 48. That's just not. I don't know, man. Like, can he stay healthy? If so, then yeah, 30 million is not much though in today's NBA. So they could be getting him on a steal, kind of like how the Bulls did with Kobe White, where they gave him, his contract. and then he came out and outperformed it last season. In my
But he
opinion,
outperformed a $12 million contract. It's a little bit harder to outperform $30 million per year. I know it's not what it used to be, but it's still a lot of money.
yeah. But I don't know. Is Jalen Suggs worth it or not? He's worth it defensively, but health wise, it's questionable for me. Can he play a full seasons back to back to back? And today's NBA players don't even want to play back to back games, bro. That's crazy. Like I'm right there with KG on that when he said, "Hey, you can't even compare eras no more." When these guys don't even want to play basketball. Like 82 games used to be the standard, and now 60, 65 is the standard. But as far as Josh Giddey is concerned, we talked about it on Chi-Town Sports Central a couple of times, actually. First, when we heard that they were even talking to him about it, we were saying that, hey, at least they want to just go figure out what his camp is trying to say they want. And now that they know what he want, well, okay, go prove it. Go earn it then. Like, you ain't played a game of basketball for the Chicago Bulls yet. So if you want $30 million, you got to prove to us that you're worth $30 million, and then we'll talk to you after the season. There's no way that they should sign that, give him that contract today. It shouldn't happen because he hasn't shown us anything. We don't know what his ankle looks like. We don't know if he's probably going to be able to run his team properly or not because we haven't seen it yet. So as the Bulls are concerned, because it's not like Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs has been playing for Orlando the entire time. But as far as the Chicago Bulls is concerned, you don't give him this extension without him showing you that he's going to take care of business this season.
I can see both sides of it. Me and Kev, me and you had an in-depth discussion on the Josh Giddey extension. Like I could see the merits of both of it. I could see if the Bulls are getting, depending on what they're getting by signing him earlier, how much they believe in him. If they think that he could have an all-star season to where it could end up being more than 30 million, I can understand them signing him early. I don't know if 30 million is the number though. Like if you can re-sign him right now and it's 20 to 25
I didn't
million,
think about that.
I'm cool with that, right? If it's
I didn't think
30
about
million
that.
right now, it's like, no, you got to wait to the end of the season to earn that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about it because he could end the season and be like, all right, I average 15, give me 80. Like I didn't think about
Yeah,
that. So
if
maybe you
he
might
goes
want
back to that 17-7-7 season, 17-8-6, whatever it is, listen, he's probably going to go to the negotiating table. It's probably going to go from 30 to 35, 38.
Mm-hmm.
40,
So,
probably.
yeah. So I mean, and that's
40
the
would
risk
be
that you run this year.
crazy.
Bro, 40 million for Josh Giddey with Ayo Dosunmu there making 6.8 is crazy to me.
Yeah, that would be nuts, bro. Because that's a little bit less than what Zach and Debo was averaging. Like I think they were both averaging about 44, 45 million.
Shit, I think Debo was only at 38 the last year in
I thought he
Chicago.
was at 35.
Yeah, like Zach is at 44 now, 44, 40. So that would put him at Zach LaVine money. That's crazy.
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm sorry. I like Josh Giddey.
He better average a triple fucking double if he wants that much,
You
bro.
feel me, bro? Like, nah, and he better shoot 35%
But you know
plus
these
from three.
motherfuckers be asking for shit. So you just know, like they be asked, they gonna ask for it. So
Hey,
I mean, because we
close
heard last year
mouths.
that P. Will wanted a deal averaging $20 million. He got 18. So it all comes down to it in the season. And what the Bulls have done, they've shown that they don't really negotiate before the season. They wait till the season's over with. So I mean, they may negotiate, but they usually may use that for like information gathering and then wait till the end of the season and be like, all right, this is what you did, this is what you wanted, this is what we got. So
And I don't even think P. Will should have got that. He should be making the same as Kobe.
14. Fuck me, right.
Like, there's no way Kobe should be making less than P. Will, but that is what it is.
I mean, that's the negotiating power, bro. Like when you
we about to say we got blessed.
Still 22 years old. Yeah, it's crazy. That Kobe.
I get it, but I'm starting to come to the point where like once you 22, you are who you are. Like there ain't too.
Can we skip it? We just saw Kobe White at 24. Take a huge step.
I can't agree with
that. But that was. He worked on the game, a part of the game that we knew he could expound upon. I think a lot of us Bulls players are expecting him to take a major step to be like a 1 or a 2. I don't think he's going to be that.
I don't think people. Yeah, I don't know. The people that I mainly talk to y'all. I think reasonable people are past the fact that Patrick Williams turning into a 1 or 2. At this point, it's just be a competent starter is what people I think are looking.
Yeah, I just want you to do what you're supposed to do. Like be aggressive.
We're saying that, but fans still see 4th pick.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's the main thing. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not looking for it, but everybody else is looking for it for the most part. So I don't think he's gonna be Kawhi-ish.
No,
Because
that yeah,
what
that is
Kawhi
kind
did
of
is a
trash.
rare. It's rare. What Kawhi and Lonzo did, completely changing their game later in their age, that don't normally happen. Usually,
It's even rare
between
for Kawhi himself because he did what he
yeah,
did and he did it since.
That's well, I mean, he's still when he's
he
on the
did it
court,
in spurts.
he's done
Yeah,
great, but like he's just not on the court much. Like, but Kawhi when he's on the court is still a dog. It's just the fact that you can't bet on him being on the court. So,
That's it.
um, but from a dog to a poodle on the court, Khris Middleton is going to be missing the start of the season
A
with
poodle is still a dog, but go ahead.
it is, but it doesn't have that same bite. It doesn't have that same bite, bro. Like I'll punt a poodle. I ain't punting no pit bull. I'm running.
I'll put that
No, I'm just
motherfucker
saying.
too.
I'm kicking a
So
pip. I'm kicking any dog that run up on me.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
but Khris Middleton is expected to miss the season opener. He's still rehabbing the surgeries that he had to repair his ankle, so he's not going to be there at the start of the season. He's had a really bad 2 seasons as far as the injury concerns. The Milwaukee Bucks kind of need Khris Middleton, and the fact that he can, if he can get back to what he was at one point in time. But I'm somebody who I think that Khris Middleton is gone and ain't never coming back personally. How you guys feel about Khris Middleton missing the start of the season?
How do you still like playing basketball at this point? No, like for real, not even know for some funny thing, like to constantly each and every year, the start of your career, you're rehabbing.
Start of your
You're
season.
trying to fight your way back in there. He's up in age. I like he's pushing what 34 almost.
33.
So like, yeah. So like he coming to a point where like with Kawhi, I don't see him being in the league in the next 2 to 3 years. I just don't. Like it's a lot of injuries, there's a lot of surgeries he'd have been through, and at some point it just get frustrating. Like
How
he
old
got a
is Middleton?
family. 33.
33.
Oh yeah, he's done, bro. Like
Yeah.
at this point, fighting because he's still in it. They gave him a max contract, didn't they? Like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
How many years he got left on his contract?
That was a 4-year contract, right? So he should be either on his last year or second to last.
I'll say this: he might sign another contract somewhere else just to get his bread up.
Khris Middleton has a player option for next year. He's
He
definitely
opting
picking that
in.
up for
Gave
$34
him an
million.
option?
Yeah, he opting
player
in.
option for $34 million, and he's unrestricted.
Okay, what is he doing?
I mean, he
They
was an
coming off a
all-star.
was that coming after the championship
Yeah,
year?
and he was an all-star that year too. So
I don't
they
feel like
they
that
threw
was
a bag at him right after the championship. But at the end of the day, I think he signs with another team and just goes to be that veteran voice in the locker room, that guy that maybe comes off the bench or is like the third or fourth option if he starts. I don't think he hangs it up, Stevo. He should, but I don't think he does because he's
I
only
said next
30.
2-3 years. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, because he's only 33 and he'll be 34 after he picks up his option. And most of these players are playing, into their late 30s. If he can get another contract, I don't see why
I
not. Go get
feel
that
you, but
contract.
his ankles and shit is
But that's the
already
thing.
48.
He's gonna get that Clay contract at best. I mean, listen, he still put up work in the postseason. He averaged 24 points per game on 48% shooting, 35% from the field over 6 games in the postseason last year. Yeah, he only averaged 15 points per game during the season, but I mean, I could see a team convincing themselves that like, oh, we can use Khris Middleton off the bench after this contract is up. I can see that, but the question is like, it's just gotten worse and worse for him every season over the last 5 years as far as number of games played.
Yeah, 68, 66, 33, 45. That's the last 4 years.
That's crazy.
I'm still going. He's going to chase a bag. I think he's going to go get one last contract and then limp off into the sunset.
With those ankles, that hairline, and that lazy eye, he got better things he need to be worried about.
He built like a baby Impala. It ain't he done.
A Hot Wheel? Like what?
Bro, he looked like one of the fish off fucking SpongeBob, bro.
No, he looked like baby Groot. I am Groot.
Lord have mercy, bro. Y'all leave that man alone.
Also, we got a little bit of breaking news. Montes Buzelis has signed with Reebok.
Oh, shout out to Montes Buzelis. That's crazy for him to get a deal his rookie year.
So that's Shaq, right? Shaquille O'Neal,
Shaq,
Reebok.
AI.
Okay, AI. Okay, I ain't mad at it. When the last time somebody was like, "Let me go get them Reeboks"? Because the only ones I see repeatedly is the answering the question, like being resold, sold, and resold.
When they re-release the answers, the black and red ones, the remix with Harden, I was on those motherfuckers. But That
Hey,
was
did
like
you get
3
the
years
low?
ago.
I'm trying to get the lows. They did
That's
a
what I had
remix
was the
of
lows.
Now I ain't
the
gonna front.
lows.
I have seen people. I was at the YMCA yesterday, and people had them weird looking Hardens on. They look like Ferraris up in there, bro. I'm like,
I do it with the little sock. It look like it got a sock at the top of it.
yeah, they got the little 3 stripes at the bottom.
Yeah. They look cool. I ain't gonna lie. They weird looking, but they so weird they look cool.
Them things
Yeah,
look like coffins, bro. I ain't gonna even front.
that's crazy.
They look like them.
You said coffins.
You know them. When you go to the auto show, you see the Mercedes concept cars. That's what
Yes,
the motherfuckers look like.
it's just like space heaters, bro.
Oh
Um,
me,
I forgot that Harden was with Reebok, so it makes sense. Shout out to Monty
hard is with
Bruzelli.
Adidas.
Oh, okay, he's with Adidas. I
Yeah,
thought you said a remix with Reeboks.
He did a remix for the answers with James Harden's AI crossover. I remember those. I got them.
and they didn't sue his ass.
I guess not.
Adidas must be nice. I ain't gonna lie.
But
That's breaking contract, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe it was a collab with Adidas and Reeboks. Hold on.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you have to look that up. I mean, if AI is in it, AI is the co-owner of Reebok with Shaq, so maybe that was the reason why they got it through.
Yeah, they were the Reebok question mid Iverson cross Hardens. They nice. So,
Yeah, but he is with Adidas though.
all right. Well, hey,
Yeah,
shout
he's
out to
been
him.
with Adidas for years. Yeah,
Last topic of the day before we get up out of here, fellas. Kevin Durant. Apparently, there'll be no contract extension. This one comes per Sam Sharani. He says, I'm told there will not be an extension for Kevin Durant. He has 2 years left on his deal. He's only eligible for 1 year, $60 million extension this offseason, whereas next summer he's going to be eligible for 2 years, upwards of $120 million extension. Do you guys think that is that smart money for the Suns to extend even next year on 2 years deals? At this point, should they just let it expire with Kevin Durant?
let him go. Let him go. You do not need that shit on you. Y'all already in money hell right now. Y'all already in cap hell. Don't put yourself in a bigger hole than you need to, cause y'all not winning. He ain't winning no MVP. Y'all not gonna make a deep playoff run. Just cut your losses, and you still have a young superstar there that you could build around. Don't sit here and waste an extra year or two of this man's career because you trying to fit a square peg into a circle.
Yeah, I mean, I know we know what KD is, one of the best pure scorers that you're ever going to see. But he's getting to mellow territory now. I know he won championships with the Golden State Warriors, but he's getting to mellow territory. Melo could have played for the
Now,
he could still play, yeah, frankly,
yeah,
but teams just decided that okay, we're not just going to keep
that's what's up.
paying a scorer all this
Mm.
money,
Yeah.
to be on our team. And I love KD. He's one of my favorite basketball players of all time. But at the end of the day, $60 million a year,
At
it's not.
34,
Yeah, and he's going to end at the end of the contract. He's going to be 36, 37. He's not LeBron. He's already brittle as they come
you know, so
in
he's
terms of
on a Achilles injury,
right.
foot injury.
In terms of
Yeah,
stature, like I don't see him being able to bust through that wall. Like now, Steph Curry, on the other hand, I can see them continuing to
yeah,
give him bread. But you already know that Portland was happy to get Damian Lillard off their books. Milwaukee
That's
stuck
a
with them
fact.
60, 70 million. They're gonna have to pay him over the next couple of years. There's no reason to give a player like Kevin Durant that type of money. Now, Kevin Durant is gonna still command the bag when their contract expires. It's just not gonna be 60, 70 million for wherever
and
he
it shouldn't
decides
be
to
with
go.
y'all.
If he's trying to play till he's 40, it's just not gonna be at that rate.
You can
Yeah,
get that DeMar contract.
again, and I think teams are slowly but surely starting to be smarter and smarter with their money. And unfortunately, like you got to look at Kevin Durant at that point in time. Like Kevin Durant is still a baller. Make no mistake about it. I don't want to disrespect the man by any stretch of the imagination, but unless the Suns win a title between now and then, I do not see how that re-signing Kevin Durant at that type of money would make sense. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, and let's say he goes out and he does get some first team all NBAs, and he does be in that MVP conversation, getting some votes. Then you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like then you think
Yeah,
about it. If over the next 2 years he's playing at that high of a level, because we know he's gonna put the ball in the basket at a high rate, regardless of what his defense. And he plays better defense. People give him credit for. But at 36, 37, bro, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, we've seen people fall completely off a cliff once they get past 35. Once they hit 35, everybody ain't LeBron. Everybody ain't got that the secret sauce that LeBron got. Who knows what he's doing and how he's been doing it. We know he's taking trips to Miami once a year. I ain't trying to say he owns steroids, but hey, he might be.
I told you he got that Goku hyperbolic chamber.
He does have that. If you watching Starting Five on Netflix, he definitely went into it. But at the end of the day, man, everybody's not LeBron. Everybody's not Steph Curry. Everybody can't play until they 40, 41. Everybody ain't Dirk. It's just not going to happen. So, like, if KD prove it, then, yeah, go give him the money. But he got to prove it. That's why they're not extending him, as far as I'm concerned, because they want to see if he can maintain a high level of basketball over the next couple of seasons.
Which is the smart thing to do. Like, you want to make sure that he's going to be able to stand before you lock yourself in already to a roster that hasn't really shown you much as far as like if they can actually win a title or come out that West. But on top of that, you don't want to lock yourself into a player that at that point is going to be aging like KD is. Like,
And
until you see it.
for some reason, people are inexplicably high on Phoenix right now.
Bro, I've
A
seen
lot of
that too, and I'm
people.
just like,
Where
where
this is
did this
coming from?
happen? Yeah.
It gotta be the Olympics. Because KD went off in the Olympics. But I'm like, that's a different type of game. Like, his role was to score.
Right.
You don't have to do nothing else, just score.
They
So
play
like
defense
that's not.
differently and
I'm about
everything.
to say. I'm about to say his role on the Suns is completely different from his role in the Olympics. He's going to have to play way better defense. He's playing the 4. He's not playing. I don't think he played the 4, in the Olympics.
Yeah. We'll see. Hey, we'll see what happens there. Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Basketball tomorrow, baby. Opening night. Tuesday night. It is
With the
going down.
TNT.
Yes, sir. With
Bro,
in their last season, bro. That's so sad. The TNT is.
I mean, everything comes to an end, bro. Like, we at that point in time where we seeing a lot of shit come to an end. It's crazy.
Yeah, but last season for TNT. Who playing tomorrow? By the way.
Who does open? I don't even know.
Let me pull it up real quick.
We got
the Knicks in Boston and Minnesota
Timberwolves
and the
and
Lakers.
Yeah. Does Bronny even see the floor?
Hell no.
He shouldn't.
I guarantee you they're gonna want to get that photo op, bro. They're gonna want to get that photo op for LeBron and Bronny on the court at the same or at the scorers table at the same time or something, so he can put it on his wall. He probably negotiated into his contract at this point that Bronny is gonna have to be on the floor. But Knicks and Celtics is gonna be big, bro. Like, I'm excited to see this because that Atlantic division is gonna be crazy all season, especially even with Paul George being out. And the Knicks are gonna have something to prove tomorrow night, bro, to see if they can keep up with the world champions.
Yeah.
Season started fast.
Hey, listen, they getting right off to the shits, bro. And keep in mind that was scheduled before they even knew the Knicks was going to be trading for Cat. So yeah, it's about to be an exciting opening night in basketball. I don't know what we got planned if we're doing anything live for opening night, but we'll be breaking stuff down over the course of the season. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.